Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Gaura Dhavalal and with me is Anita Anand with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Srikashi Vishwanatham is not just a grand building. It is a symbol of India's antiquity, traditions and dynamism. Prime Minister urges people to take 3 resolutions: Swachhata, Srijan and continuous efforts for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Social Justice and Empowerment Minister Dr. Virendra Kumar launches National Helpline against atrocities on scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Government says nearly 7,995 crore rupees electoral bonds sold till 30th of last month in 18 phases since launch. 110,000 health and wellness centres to be completed by end of March next year, says Centre. Over 133 crore 24 lakh vaccine doses administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.37%. India successfully launches supersonic missile-assisted torpedo from Wheeler Island in Odisha. And para-athlete Chandeep Singh bags silver medal at Para World Taekwondo Championship in Turkey. As India marches towards administering 150 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, news about the new corona variant is also causing concern. In this situation, we appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact the national helpline numbers 011-239-78046 and 1075. And now, the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated Srikashi Vishwanatham in Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh today. In his address, the Prime Minister said Kashi Vishwanatham is not just a grand building, but is a symbol of our Sanatan culture and our spiritual soul.
विश्वनाथ धाम का ये पूरा नया परिसर प्रतीक है हमारे भारत की सनातन संस्कृति का, हमारी आध्यात्मिक आत्मा का, भारत की प्राचीनता का, परंपराओं का, भारत की ऊर्जा का, गतिशीलता का। आपको यहाँ अपने अतीत के गौरव का एहसास भी होगा। कैसे प्राचीनता और नवीनता एक साथ सजीव हो रही है, कैसे पुरातन की प्रेरणाएं भविष्य को दिशा दे रही हैं, इसके साक्षात दर्शन विश्वनाथ धाम परिसर में हम कर रहे हैं.
Mr. Modi said the premises of Kashi Vishwanath Temple was earlier spread over an area of only 3,000 square feet, but now it has been enlarged to over an area of 5 lakh square feet. He said the new premises will ease the pilgrimage for the specially abled and senior citizens.
विश्वनाथ धाम परियोजना के पूरा होने से यहाँ हर किसी के लिए पहुंचना सुगम हो गया है. हमारे दिव्यांग भाई बहन, बुजुर्ग माता पिता सीधे बोर्ड से जेटी तक आएंगे. जेटी से घाट तक आने के लिए भी एस्केलेटर लगाए गए हैं. वहां से सीधे मंदिर तक आ सकेंगे. संकरे रास्तों की वजह से दर्शन के लिए जो घंटों तक का इंतजार करना पड़ा था, जो परेशानी होती थी, वो भी अब कम होगी.
The Prime Minister further said, today Kashi is scripting history and it is our good fortune that we are present to witness it. The Prime Minister expressed his gratitude to every worker involved in the construction of this grand complex. He said, despite the COVID pandemic, the construction work of Kashi Vishwanath Dham did not stop. The Prime Minister also lauded the artisans, other people associated with the construction, administration and the families who were rehabilitated from the construction site. The Prime Minister said, Kashi has seen brutality in the past, but it has survived and revived itself. The Prime Minister invoked Shivaji and Maharaja Sohail Dev on this occasion. He said, India has time and again showcased its strength to face any challenge that comes its way. The Prime Minister said, Today's India is reviving its lost heritage. He added, recently the statue of Mata Annapurna Devi, which was stolen from Kashi, has now been brought back and re-established here. Mr. Modi further said, today's new India is not only constructing a temple at Ayodhya, but also constructing medical colleges in every district. He said, today's new India is not only building Kashi Vishwanatham, but also building Pakka houses for the poor. The Prime Minister asked for 3 resolutions from the citizens: Swachhata, Srijan, and continuous efforts for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Earlier in the day, the Prime Minister began his visit to Varanasi by offering prayers at Kal Bhairav temple known as the God of Kashi. The Prime Minister then took a holy dip in the river Ganga and reached Kashi Vishwanath Dham, carrying the holy Ganga Jal through the Kashi Vishwanath corridor. The Prime Minister witnessed the Ganga Arati in the evening. More from our correspondent.
At around 6 p.m., Prime Minister Narendra Modi reached Ravidas Ghat and boarded a cruise. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath was also accompanying him. The cruise then left for the tour of ghats and the Prime Minister witnessed the grand Ganga Aarti while on board. The ghats were glittering as thousands of diyas were lit. It was Diwali-like celebration in the Kashi today. Tomorrow in the afternoon, the Prime Minister will attend an event in Swarved Mahamandir. The Prime Minister will also participate in a conclave of Chief Ministers of 12 states in the first half of the day. Aditya Shukla, AIR News, Varanasi.
The nation pays homage to the brave hearts who sacrificed their lives to valiantly defend Parliament against a dastardly terror attack on this day in 2001. The President, Vice President, Prime Minister, Home Minister and Defence Minister paid homage to the brave security personnel. In a tweet, President Ramnath Kovind said, the nation shall forever remain grateful to them for their supreme sacrifice. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said their service to the nation and supreme sacrifice continues to inspire every citizen. Home Minister Amit Shah in a tweet said that unparalleled valor and immortal sacrifice will always inspire people to serve the nation. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh said the nation will remain grateful for their courage and supreme sacrifice in the line of duty.
Social Justice and Empowerment Minister Dr. Virendra Kumar today launched a national helpline against atrocities on members of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in New Delhi. The helpline is now available round the clock on toll-free number 14566 across the country. The service is available in Hindi, English and regional language of the state and union territories. It will ensure proper implementation of the Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. It can be accessed by making a voice call either from a mobile or landline number of any telecom operator across the country. The Prevention of Atrocities Act was enacted with the prime objective of preventing atrocities on members of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. The objective of the helpline is to build informed awareness about the provisions of the law that are aimed at ending discrimination and provide protection to all. The government today said nearly 7,995 crore rupees electoral bonds have been sold till the 30th of last month in 18 phases since its launch on the 2nd of January 2018. In a written reply in the Lok Sabha, the Minister of State for Finance, Pankaj Chaudhary, said the State Bank of India has been authorized to issue an in-cash electoral bonds under the Electoral Bank Scheme 2018. He said around 7,975 crore rupees electoral bonds have been redeemed so far. The minister said the electoral bond scheme is in fact an unprecedented step towards cleansing the process of funding of political parties and major improvement over the conventional practice of funding the political system through donations in cash.
Minister of State for Health, Dr. Bharati Pawar, has said that more than 81,000 health and wellness centers have been operationalized in the country so far. Chairing the Universal Health Coverage Day 2021 ceremony in New Delhi, Dr. Pawar said 110,000 health and wellness centers will be completed by the end of March next year. She said building a resilient healthcare system forms the foundation of the Prime Minister's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. The minister said Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas have helped in fighting the COVID pandemic. 133 crore 24 lakh vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The active caseload currently stands at 91,456, and active cases account for less than 1% of the total cases. The recovery rate is currently at 98.37%, which is the highest since March last year.
The government today said more than 140 crore 28 lakh vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far. The Health Ministry said that more than 17 crore 83 lakh unutilized COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states, union territories and private hospitals to be administered. Lok Sabha today passed the Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Amendment Bill 2021. After over 4 hours of discussion, the House passed the bill to replace the Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Amendment Ordinance 2021, which was earlier promulgated due to court orders. After the discussion on the bill, Minister of Finance Narendra allayed the apprehensions of some opposition members over the intention of bringing the amendment.
The Mumbai High Court Goa bench said that correction will have to be effected immediately. It is that correction of that anomaly which Mumbai High Court's bench Goa saw, and similarly Tripura noticed it, High Court, and because they wanted an immediate correction, the ordinance had to be brought in only to the limited extent of correcting the anomaly. And it is that and nothing more.
The government has paid a total amount of 1.39 lakh crore rupees as interest to 2020-2021 on the oil bonds. Replying to a question in the Rajya Sabha, Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said between 2005 and 2010, over 1.48 lakh crore worth oil bonds were issued. On these bonds, he said over 80,000 crore rupees were paid towards interest by the government between 2013 and 2021. The government today said 5,75,856 applications have been received for the National Defence Academy NDA Examination Part 2 in 2021. In a written reply in the Rajya Sabha, the Minister of State for Defence, Ajay Bhatt, said this includes 1,77,654 applications from female candidates. He said there was no restriction on the number of female applications who could apply for the 2021 National Defence Academy examination.
Parliament has passed the High Court and Supreme Court judges' salaries and conditions of service amendment Bill 2021, with Rajya Sabha returning to it to Lok Sabha after the discussion. As it was a money bill, therefore the bill has been returned to the lower house. Lok Sabha has already passed it. The bill seeks to amend the High Court Judges' Salaries and Conditions of Service Act 1954 and the Supreme Court Judges' Salaries and Conditions of Service Act 1958. The bill clarifies that a person will be entitled to an additional pension or family pension from the first day of the month in which they complete the minimum age under the concerned age bracket. The National Testing Agency, NTA, has launched a mobile app, namely National Test Abhyas, to facilitate candidates access to high-quality mock tests online free of cost. In a written reply in Lok Sabha today, Minister of State for Education, Dr. Subhash Sarkar, said over 14 lakh NEET students and more than 9 lakh JEE students have registered in the app, and over 81 lakh sessions of the mock test for NEET and over 50 lakh for JEE have been conducted. Dr. Sarkar said government has also launched study webs of active learning for young aspiring minds. He added the content can be accessed free of cost by anyone, anywhere, at any time. The minister said another initiative of the government called Indian Institute of Technology Professor-Assisted Learning provides video content in biology, chemistry, mathematics and physics prepared by IIT professors for classes 11th and classes 12 students aspiring to join IITs and other institutions. The content is available free of cost on dedicated DTA channels of Swayam Prabha. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number of 14404, issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
And now here is a review of the proceedings in Parliament today. First, from the Lok Sabha, writer is Kumar Rakesh of PTI. Lok Sabha members today paid tribute to the security personnel who laid down their lives while defending the Parliament complex from a terrorist attack on December 13, 2001. The members observed silence for a brief period as a mark of respect for the departed souls. As soon as the Lok Sabha met for the day, Speaker Om Birla mentioned about the security personnel and a staff who were killed in the attack and emphasized that the resolve to fight terrorism will be strengthened. The members of the lower house stood in silence for a brief period as a mark of respect for the security personnel and the staff who laid down their lives in the attack. After a smooth question hour, in the beginning of 0 hour, Congress President Sonia Gandhi raised the issue of a controversial comprehension passage and the questions in the Class 10 CBSE board exam conducted on Saturday. Mrs. Gandhi demanded an immediate withdrawal of the passage and a review into what she called a gravest lapse. She urged the Ministry of Education and the Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE, to immediately withdraw the questions, issue an apology, and conduct a thorough review to ensure that this never is repeated again. The opposition demanded that the government respond to the issue with a statement. However, Speaker Om Birla said that it was not the practice in the Lok Sabha that the minister would respond on every matter. Following this, the opposition, the Congress, the DMK, the IUML, the NCP and the National Conference staged a walkout in the Lok Sabha. Later in the 0 hour, Congress leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary demanded the government to clarify its stand on cryptocurrency and said the hacking of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Twitter handle in connection with the issue raised serious security concerns. Chaudhary's remarks came a day after the Prime Minister's Twitter handle was briefly compromised but restored quickly. Rising coal blocks auction in Telangana, another Congress member, N. Uttam Kumar Reddy, said the auction of 4 blocks is irrational and objectionable. However, the Coal Minister Prahlad Joshi defended the government's decision to auction 4 coal blocks located near the Singareni Collieries Company Limited (SCCL) in Telangana, saying it is being done according to the policy. The SCCL is a government coal mining company jointly owned by the state government and the central government on a 51:49 equity basis. The coal minister alleged that unfortunately the strike is state-sponsored. During the 0 hour, an array of issues were raised by the members in the lower house. A strong demand for the revocation of reservation and other benefits to tribals who convert to other religions was made in the Lok Sabha on Monday. Raising the issue during 0 hour, BJP member Gajendra Singh Patel said the tribal community had made great contributions to the development of the nation, but a person who converts to another religion after being offered allurements also harms the tribal culture. He appealed to the Prime Minister to bring a bill in the House to end reservation benefits to those people who convert to other religions. BJP member Arun Sao demanded enactment of a law to implement population control measures. M. Srinivasu Reddy of YSRCP demanded regularization of services of home guards. NCP's Supriya Sule demanded compensation for horticulture farmers in Maharashtra who had to incur huge losses on account of unseasonal rains in several parts of the state. IUML MP Abu Samand Samadani demanded reinstatement of Kozhikode Airport as an embarkation point for the Hajj pilgrimage. BJP member Nishikant Dubey demanded imposition of President's rule in Jharkhand, contending that the state government had extended the tenures of Zilla Parishad presidents without holding elections as mandated in the 73rd Amendment of the Constitution. BSP member demanded an apology from Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday for the alleged misuse of penal laws on activists who were peacefully protesting during the agitation against the Citizenship Amendment Act (CAA). Passed by both the Houses of Parliament in 2019, the CAA envisages giving Indian nationality to the members of the Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi and Christian communities who came into the country from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan till December 31st, 2014, facing religious persecution there. In the evening, the Lok Sabha passed the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances NDPS Bill 2021 after discussion. The bill will replace the ordinance promulgated by President Ramnath Kovind. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said the amendments proposed only seek to correct certain clerical errors. Participating in the discussion, BJD member Bharatuhari Mahtab opposed the bill, calling it illegal and said it suffers with incongruity and contended that the law cannot be amended to include provisions with their retrospective effect in criminal cases. N.K. Premachandran of the RLP suggested a comprehensive bill and caution while making legislations to avoid loopholes that lead to ramifications. Manish Tiwari of the Congress, Dr. S.T. Hassan of the Samajwadi Party, E.T. Mohammad Bashir of the IUML, Aparupa Poddar of Trinamool, A.M. Arif of CPIM, Pratap Chandra Sarangi of the BJP, D. Ravi Kumar of the DMK, and Janardhan Mishra, Subhash Bhamre and Ratan Lal Kataria of the BJP also participated in the discussion.
And now review of proceedings in Rajya Sabha. Writer is Sanjeev Chopra of the PTI. In Rajya Sabha, the members today paid homage to the security personnel who laid down their lives while defending the Parliament complex from a terrorist attack on December 13, 2001. The suspension of 12 opposition members issue caused disruptions in the upper house continuously today as well. The house was first adjourned within minutes after it met for the day. When the house reassembled again at 12 p.m., the house was adjourned till 2 p.m. following disruption caused by opposition members. Due to disruptions, the 0 hour and question hour could not be taken up. Raising the matter during the morning session, Khadge said the opposition was repeatedly requesting the government to find a solution. Leader of the House, Piyush Goyal, sought to clarify that there were certain remarks made by the opposition members. They should not think that we have not responded. We constantly tried speaking to the leader of the opposition and members, but they are making statements that they will not apologize as they have not done anything wrong, he said. In the legislative business, the upper house has discussed the High Court and Supreme Court judges' salaries and conditions of service amendment bill 2021 and returned it to Lok Sabha as it was a money bill. Law Minister Kiren Rijiju said the bill has been brought for very small amendment, which is only a clarificatory amendment. Members of various parties supported the bill, but raised several issues pertaining to the delivery justice system, vacancies of judges, shortage of lack of infrastructure, and pendency of cases in courts. P. Wilson of GMK said 57 lakh cases are pending before the High Courts and around 75,000 before the Supreme Court. Sanjay Singh of Aam Aadmi Party also echoed the same demands. Ram Kumar Verma of BJP said there is a need for social and economic justice for the poor and downtrodden people, and the government is working in that direction through its schemes since 2014. Ram Gopal Yadav of SP said too many PILs are being filed in courts and genuine cases are not being heard. Vandana Chavan of NCP demanded for provision of 50% women judges into the judiciary. BJD member Shashmit Patra, Amar Patnaik from BJD, Manoj Jha of RJD, Abdul Wahab of IUML, K. Ravindra Kumar from TDP also participated in the discussion. And that's all in the Parliament Review.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the valedictory session of the National Summit on Agro and Food Processing on Thursday. This summit is being organized as a part of the pre-event Vibrant Gujarat Summit to be held in Anand, Gujarat from tomorrow. This conference will be attended by 5,000 farmers who will be present in the summit. Apart from this, 80 central institutes of Indian Council of Agricultural Research and Krishi Vigyan Kendras will also be connecting to farmers to witness the event live, to know and learn about the practice and benefits of natural farming. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh today inaugurated a week-long series of nationwide events of the Department of Defence production virtually. As a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, he inaugurated a virtual exhibition, Path to Pride, public exhibitions, curated museums, and launched a booklet showcasing 75 resolutions of the Department of Defence production. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Singh said it will be helpful in spreading information about the efforts made towards making India a net defence exporter from a net defence importer.
The chairperson of Lokpal, Justice Pinaki Chandra Ghosh, today inaugurated a digital platform for management of complaints called Lokpal Online in New Delhi. The digital platform can be accessed by all citizens of the country, and complaints can be filed from anywhere, anytime at www.lokpalonline.gov.in. India today successfully launched a supersonic missile-assisted torpedo from Wheeler Island in Odisha. The weapon system is being developed by Defence Research and Development Organization (DRDO) for the Indian Navy. The system is a next-generation missile-based standoff torpedo delivery system. The system has been designed to enhance anti-submarine warfare capability far beyond the conventional range of the torpedo. The missile is launched from ground mobile launcher, and it can cover a range of distances. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh has congratulated the teams involved in the successful test of the supersonic missile-assisted torpedo system. He said the development of the system is a perfect example of building futuristic defence systems in the country.
In the Kashmir Valley, 2 policemen were killed and 12 others injured this evening as terrorists fired upon a police vehicle in Zewan area of Srinagar city outskirts. According to a police spokesperson, 1 assistant sub-inspector and a selection-grade constable succumbed to their grievous injuries and attained martyrdom. The other injured have been shifted to a local hospital and are undergoing treatment. Meanwhile, the area has been cordoned off and searches are going on to nab the assailants. Para-athlete Chandeep Singh bagged a silver medal at the Para World Taekwondo Championships, becoming the first para-athlete from J&K to achieve such a great place at the world level. Para-athlete Chandeep Singh has created history by clinching a silver medal on Sunday in the men's plus 80 kilogram event at the 9th Para World Taekwondo Championships held at Istanbul in Turkey from the 9th to the 12th of December 2021. And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. The national capital Delhi will have shallow fog. Mumbai will have a partly cloudy sky. Chennai is expected to witness a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Kolkata will have moderate fog. The city will observe a minimum temperature of 14 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 24 degrees. And now, before we close, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Srikashi Vishwanatham is not just a grand building. It is a symbol of India's antiquity, traditions and dynamism. Prime Minister urges people to take 3 resolutions: Swachhata, Srijan and continuous efforts for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Social Justice and Empowerment Minister Dr. Virendra Kumar launches National Helpline against atrocities on scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Government says nearly 7,995 crore rupees electoral bonds sold till 30th of last month in 18 phases since launch. 110,000 health and wellness centres to be completed by end of March next year, says Centre. India successfully launches supersonic missile-assisted torpedo from Wheeler Island in Odisha. And para-athlete Chandeep Singh bags silver medal at Para World Taekwondo Championship. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.
The Navy gives me adventure in every venture.
The Navy gives me the chance to discover capabilities I never knew I had.
The Navy gives me a package complete with the country's respect and recognition.
The Navy gives you more. Indian Navy, an ocean of opportunities. www.joinindiannavy.gov.in